This episode will help you sing high notes using one vocal technique. Here we go. Hi, and welcome to this episode where you will learn one vocal technique that will help you to sing those high notes with a lot of ease. Now, before we dive into it, I do want to tell you about the mistakes that most beginner singers make about this. First of all, most of the beginner singers will try and push or strain their voice when singing high notes. So it sounds a little bit like this. And then they push. And then oftentimes the voice crack will follow. Where the voice will kind of crack to that little head voice or a little breathy sound. We don't want to have that. Another mistake that oftentimes beginner singers make is not taking the time or commitment to develop mixed voice. And we're going to be talking about that mixed voice. But the idea here is to be committed, be consistent, and keep on practicing these vocal muscles to get the results that you want. Now, once you're aware that these mistakes might happen, you can do something about them. And that's where we're slowly transitioning into the world of the trained singer. That's where we all want to happen and all want to be, in the world of the trained, confident singer. Because that trained, confident singer knows that you can experience vocal freedom. The confident and trained singer knows that hitting high notes is just a matter of vocal technique. Hitting the low notes is just a matter of vocal technique. And then you have all the notes in between. The trained singer really does experiences that vocal freedom. The trained singer also has a healthy voice because of that. No more hoarseness. Some singers that I start working with, they think that it's normal to feel that hoarseness after singing for 2 hours, for example. That is like nothing is further from the truth. That's not normal. You shouldn't feel that hoarseness. And the trained singer doesn't feel that. That's why we want to move to that world of the trained singer. So, as you know, we have 4 pillars that we're always working from. The 4 pillars of the Sing Yourself to Freedom formula. The first one is the mindset pillar, working on our confidence and inner freedom. The second one is the vocal technique pillar, working on our vocal freedom. The third one is the creativity pillar, working on our creative freedom. And then we have connection, actually sharing our passion for singing with someone else. Today, we're in that second pillar of vocal technique, which is always very exciting. So let's dive into it. What do you need to do to be able to sing high notes without any tension? First of all, you need to be mindful of whether you're a chest voice singer or a head voice singer. That's step 1. So most of us tend to sing in chest voice because we're talking in chest voice. And so the transitioning between speaking and singing, or the connection between the two, is easily made. So someone who sings in chest voice kind of sounds like this. Let it be, let it be. Very heavy, very loudly and powerful. Maybe that's you. Someone who's always singing in head voice sounds more like this. Let it be, let it be. A little bit more breathiness in there, less power. Oftentimes, the head voice singers will be able to sing higher notes more easily, but will have some problems with the low notes. So that's step 1. Where are you? Or are you maybe a mix of both? Are you already someone who sings in mixed voice? Because that's where we want to go, right? So, chest or head? That's number 1. Now, when you're singing in chest voice, you are using a specific vocal muscle that will get those 2 vocal cords together. I call that vocal muscle the chest voice muscle. It has a scientific name, which is the thyroarytenoid, or TA. No one remembers that stuff, so I call it the chest voice muscle. When we're singing in head voice, we have another muscle that is pulling the vocal cords. That muscle is called the CT muscle, cracothyroid, or how I like to call it, the head voice muscle. So we have chest voice muscle, head voice muscle. Our goal is to have those both muscles work together. Oftentimes, that's not the case. Oftentimes, there is disconnect. The chest voice is a little bit more developed, or the head voice is a little bit more developed. We don't want to have that. So step 2 in our process to sing high notes very easily is to make those two muscles equally as strong. So if you're a chest voice person, you need to be able to train your head voice. And if you're a head voice person, you need to train your chest voice so that we can make them as strong, both of them as equally as strong. Let's do an exercise on that. So let's do a little chest voice exercise, very easy. So the idea is that we're activating our chest voice. Give me a very low or even lower. That's your chest voice. Some people might feel it vibrate over here in the chest. Some people feel it in the tummy, some people even in their feet. So wherever you feel it is fine. Let's do an exercise and activate that chest voice. So we're doing ma in our chest voice. Let's do it together. Here we go. And ma, beautiful. Ma, stay in chest. One more, just because it's fun. Ma, beautiful. So those kinds of exercises are great to train your chest voice. Now let's look at how we can train our head voice. Give me a yoo-hoo. That's your head voice. Some people feel that resonate in their head, some people in their nose, some people in their chin or below their chin. Wherever that is for you is perfectly fine, as long as we're staying in head voice. So give me a coo 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 and make it very dramatic and almost opera-like. It doesn't have to sound pretty just yet. Here we go. And coo 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 coo. Beautiful. Coo 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 coo. Keep going. Coo 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 coo. Yes. Coo 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 coo. Last one. Coo 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 coo. Beautiful. That's your chest voice. Again, if you need to train your head voice, that's your head voice. So again, if you need to train your head voice, these kinds of exercises are amazing. Now, once you have those two vocal muscles equally as strong, it's time to make them communicate together, because there's a good chance that up until now, they have not been communicating with one another. So this is where we're going to do exercises going from chest voice to head voice and back. Chest, head, and back all the time. And by switching between those different registers, they will start to work together. So a very boring but very effective exercise to do this is this one. We're doing ga 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 goo 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 ga 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 goo 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 ga. Sounds really weird. I've done this exercise for at least 6 months when I was training my mixed voice, but it is very effective. So what happens here is we have ga ga ga, chest voice, goo, head voice, goo, head voice. This will become a mixed voice in time, and we're coming back to chest. So the most important thing is to always come back to chest. If we don't do that and we stay in head voice, then the exercise has no purpose, because then we're keeping on training our head voice. So don't do this ga 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 goo 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 ga where I'm staying in head voice. Do this ga 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 goo 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 ga where we're coming back to chest. Let's do that together. Here we go. And ga 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 goo 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 ga 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 goo 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 ga. Beautiful. Ga 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 goo 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 ga 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 goo 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 ga. Yes. Ga 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 goo 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 ga 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 goo 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 ga. Last one. Ga 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 goo 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 ga 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 goo 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 ga. Yes, I told you this exercise sounds really funny, but is very efficient. And it might be that your voice was going all over the place, which is normal. It's normal because those two vocal muscles might have not worked together up until now, and now suddenly we make them work together, so they don't know how all of that fits together, right? So we need to give ourselves and our vocal muscles the time to develop this new way of singing into our muscle memory. Now, this is just the beginning. This is really just the beginning. I want to invite you to an upcoming training. The training is totally free, and it's about that most important vocal technique to be able to sing without any tension, and also being able to shape the color of your voice how you want it to sound. So basically, we're diving deeper in the things that we've done today, and we're also looking at different vocal techniques. So I really want to invite you to join that training, because this will give ourselves and give you the opportunity to dive deeper into this. You can sign up using the link below. I'll put it into the description. And for the rest, I would like to encourage you to do these exercises again and again and again and again, and let me know when you feel that difference, because you will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. When you feel that difference between the chest and head voice and how you can transition between the two. And then when you put that into a song, into practice, it's gonna be a game changer. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for being here. Bye.